Welcome one and all to the Nintendo Switch 2 pre-order guide. The fun and festivities have started to settle down. We know about Donkey Kong Bonanza, Mario Kart World, and the $80 game price tag, but what about pre-orders? Nintendo is not specific on anything in this regards, yet things have started to pop up online in terms of pricing, timing, and how best to secure your pre-order. So this video will give you all the information you need on where to go, when to be ready, and tips that will get you a pre-order locked in and guaranteed. And there's some interesting information that's come to light that I think you'll want to know that might help your decision and might help you decide where you're going to pre-order and where you're going to target. Because no matter what Nintendo says, no matter what they try to do, this system will sell out. Believe you me, even at $450, even with $80 games, it will sell out. It is going to be the hotness in 2025 and beyond. It is an incredible system, and despite the high cost, it's been 8 years since people paid for a Nintendo system. They're ready to buy again. So let's go through all the different major retailers that are listing their pre-orders and giving us details, and then we'll get you in on what you need to know and where to go. So Best Buy is going to be first here. They say that they've got Nintendo Direct Replay, and then they've got Nintendo Switch system and games. But most importantly is going to be this thing here. Sign up for notifications about the new Nintendo Switch 2 games and more. Pre-orders begin Wednesday, April 9th. Now, they don't give you any time frame yet, but most likely this is going to be an 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. Eastern pre-order is my guess. That's usually when these things load up, so you'll want to be ready right away. There is a chance that it could be 9 a.m. Pacific, which would be noon Eastern, but more likely it's going to be an Eastern Standard Time Zone early morning. You will receive multiple emails about the new Nintendo Switch games and more. You will not be opted into any other communications. Great. So sign up so you know exactly when it's going to happen. Also, I will update you. Now, they've got the systems here, the $450 Switch 2 in black and the $499 Mario Kart World Bundle in black. They're also listing Mario Kart World for $80 and Donkey Kong Bonanza for $70. The good news here is that it seems like the $90 price point was kind of an overreaction, or at least just misinformation from Insider Gaming. I have thus far not seen anything else except Tom Henderson and Insider Gaming quoting $90. Now, initially that was very scary, and $80 is still kind of scary considering it's the most expensive base game, I think, ever. Since like the N64, SNES era where games just cost all sorts of variable prices. But $70 feels a lot better. Mario Kart, I guess, is their pinnacle tentpole title, so $80 is what they're charging for that, but you can basically get it for $50 in the bundle. Now, something very interesting that I learned just tonight about the bundle is that this bundle is only going to be available through fall 2025 while supplies last. So this Mario Kart World Bundle is not something that they plan to offer long term. This is something to give early adopters a discount. Now, I fully believe that by the time the Mario Kart World Bundle sells out and is eliminated from stock, that there will be another bundle. Maybe there's going to be a Zelda Age of Imprisonment bundle. Maybe there's going to be a Metroid Prime 4 bundle. Maybe a Pokemon Legends ZA bundle. There will be some other bundle that gets you some sort of savings. But if you do want the Mario Kart World Bundle, you should grab it now. So Best Buy is telling us it's going to be April 9th. We don't have a set time as of yet. Now, Target is just saying, coming 2025, explore Nintendo Switch games now. They got nothing for you. You click on this page and it takes you to Little Kitty Big City. That's the first Nintendo game that they've got here, all right? So, ta-da, looks good. Nothing going on really in the Target way. Now, Amazon is even worse. Amazon is listing absolutely nothing on their video game page about the Switch. They are really the only major retailer that is not even showing a hint of excitement for Nintendo Switch 2. Do I believe that the Switch 2 will be pre-orderable at Amazon? Yes. Do I believe it'll be April 9th as well, next Wednesday? Yes. Is there a slight chance that Amazon and Nintendo are on weird terms because they have been before? Yes. But most likely Amazon will jump in. They're just late to the party. Now, surprisingly, it's actually going to be Walmart that has the best options and the best list here in terms of pre-order, because they're giving us details and information on more than just the two games. And they're giving us details and information and box art on these games. So when you click on the $499 Mario Kart World Bundle here, it does not give us many details, but it does say it's almost time. Pre-orders start on April 9th. So again, we know April 9th. No time yet, but I'm almost positive this will be 9 a.m. or 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time in the US, which then is going to be very early for me, like a 5 or 6 a.m. wake-up call. But you're going to need a pre-order. You're going to want to pre-order this system if you want it day one. I fully believe Nintendo is going to have revolving stock time and time again throughout the summer. But if you want this day one, I would grab it, especially knowing that this bundle is going to be limited and it's effectively saving you $30 free on Mario Kart World. You might as well. Now, Walmart provides us with some other interesting information that we're not seeing elsewhere, which is the pricing of other games. So look at this. Street Fighter 6 is coming in at $60. This is the 1-2 Fighters Edition, Year 1-2 Fighters Edition. So this should have a bunch of DLC and all the characters from Year 1 and 2. This is a nice package for $60, and it's saying it's also available for pre-order on April 9th, as this is going to be a launch game. Now, man, oh man, third parties are coming in hot, where typically we'd expect third parties to come in not, because even Bravely Default down here is a $40 Switch 2 title. This is a $40 Switch 2 title, pre-order available April 9th. Now, granted, Bravely Default is a game from a handheld system, and it is just an HD remaster, but do note, this is a game key card. This is not on the cartridge, and perhaps that's partially why it is cheaper. 11 gigabyte full game download via internet required. It's a small game, but there is nothing on this cart. It is a key card. If you didn't see my earlier videos or find the information online already, the game key card is giving you a cartridge, but it's nothing more than like an unlock code. It's like an authenticator. There's nothing on the cartridge. Now, if we go back to Street Fighter, we see that it is also a game key card, and perhaps that's why they're able to offer a cheaper purchase price. Now, if you notice with games like Donkey Kong Bonanza, these are actual cartridges. There's no game key card logo here. So this $70 is getting you the actual Donkey Kong Bonanza game on a red Switch cartridge that actually matters. The red Switch cartridge actually has the game on it. I think $69 is totally fine. Would I like to pay less? Yes, but I think $70 is fair for a new era next-gen video game. Where it starts to get a bit scary is when we go up into the $80 price tier, which is going to be Mario Kart World. Again, it does look to be on the cartridge, so the rumor and the fear or the incorrect publication of information that these games were going to be $90 from Insider Gaming is just wrong. The physical edition is not $90. As you can see here, the physical edition is $79 pre-order on April 9th, but you should get it with the bundle. What is weird, though, is they've got some other games that are launching later. Games like Kirby and the Forgotten Land, plus the Star-Crossed World. This is going to be an $80 game. So this is a $60 Switch game, plus a $20 upgrade, and they're giving you no discount for it being years late, right? If you look at the fine print here, it tells us it includes the Nintendo Switch game and the Switch 2 upgrade pack. Upgrade pack also available separately. So I don't know if they're both on the cartridge. It doesn't say download required, so it seems like they might both be on the cartridge here. $80 is a big ask, though. I think if it's a bundle and you don't already own Kirby and the Forgotten Land, it should be $70. Same with the Mario Party Jamboree. Interestingly enough, Breath of the Wild is a $69 game, so it's only $10 more giving you the upgrade, because the upgrade is $10. Breath of the Wild was a $70 game with a $10 upgrade, and so they're charging you $80 here as well. But this is about pre-orders, not about price. We can discuss that more as we get closer. The last option of pre-order is going to be registering your interest through Nintendo, the My Nintendo Store. Now, the My Nintendo Store is trying to provide an anti-scalper experience to more easily get you a Switch 2 if you're a big Switch fan. All right, so the invitation is valid for 72 hours, but that's once you get it. And then it's going to be first come, first serve, based on registrants who have purchased an NSO membership with a minimum of 12 months of paid membership and a minimum of 50 total gameplay hours as of April 2nd. So starting, already, you had to have a paid Nintendo Switch Online membership of 12 months paid and 50 hours of gameplay, and that is how you're going to be able to get first come, first serve access to the My Nintendo Store pre-order. Now, you can only pick one here. You won't be able to change your system selection once registered. Obviously, we want the Mario Kart World bundle. You register your interest, and it tells you that eligible Nintendo account holders will receive an email when it's time to purchase. You go here, and it tells you that the first batch of invitations will go out May 8th. So this is really difficult and dicey, and here is where some of my tips start to come in. All right. They're giving you 72 hours on May 8th, so May 8th, 9th, and 10th. But as we just saw from Best Buy and Walmart, we've got to pre-order April 9th. So we can't let this pass to wait and see if we get one from My Nintendo, even though My Nintendo is providing, in theory, easier access for people that already have an NSO membership and already are big-time Nintendo fans. They cannot be picked up. They will be shipped. and they will be shipped after purchase. Release date delivery is not guaranteed, so that's something else to think about if you want this day and date. You might want to pick this up. It does look like Best Buy is offering late night openings at 12:01 a.m., so that's a very good thing. I'm assuming Walmart will do the same, and I'm assuming, well, Target sometimes does just go in the morning. That's kind of how they like to roll. But here is what I would recommend. I think you absolutely should get a pre-order in on April 9th. I think next week you should absolutely get a pre-order in, and I think you should also apply for the My Nintendo. You can always cancel your Best Buy, your Walmart, your Target pre-order, and wait for this one. But the last thing you want to do is not get an April 9th pre-order, trust that this is going to happen, and then realize, holy crap, there's way more Switch Online members than there are available systems. They don't tell us how many they have available. They don't tell us how many they're going to be passing out. They don't tell us how many people, this first come, first serve basis based on registrants who have already got, we don't know anything about the numbers game. And if you don't want to risk missing out on a Switch 2, I would not play the numbers game. You can have this be a backup option, and you can always trade your Best Buy option for this My Nintendo option. But I would secure the Best Buy or the Target or the Walmart. Now, I'm going to tell you, in my experience pre-ordering things, for me, the hardest one to get is Walmart. Now, Walmart is conveniently offering the most options right now, but I fully believe that when we get to April 9th, all of these games and things will be on here. You can pre-order your camera if you want. You can get your micro SD card if you want. You can get your additional Joy-Con if you want. You can get your Kimberly Street Fighter 6 amiibo. I think that Target is the next best place. But like I said, one thing that's slightly worrisome about Target, if you're crazy like me and want to play Mario Kart World on launch night, is they might not open until 8 a.m. on launch day. For my best buck, and for what I have seen success with, for the PlayStation 5, for the Nintendo Switch OLED, for the Xbox Series X, for limited edition consoles, for limited edition games, collector's editions, and more, Best Buy is the most likely place to pre-order. They have a huge stock, and they've got great options, and they're going to offer midnight openings. You can obviously check your state to find out locations that will have them, but I'm guessing a lot of them are going to be there. As you can see, there are a lot of stores here. I pick one, and boom. It's basically going to be everywhere. This is going to be a humongous deal for retailers. This is going to be one of the biggest sellers of the entire year of any product. Amazing opportunity. They're going to get in on it. They're going to have all of these places, have all of these midnight openings. I also find that Best Buy has the quickest, easiest website, and I find that even after Best Buy says sold out, if you stick around, you can often still get a pre-order. This has happened to me many times. I can't tell you how many times they've said sold out, and I keep clicking. My number one tip for you when you're getting a pre-order for Nintendo Switch 2 is do not be deterred by a sold out. You stay on that website for up to an hour after it says sold out, and you keep trying to process your transaction. You're going to add to cart. It's probably going to be overwhelmed. They're not going to add to cart. You're going to add to cart. Then it's finally going to be in your cart. You can't check out. You're going to get to checkout. Then it won't let you type in a payment method. You got to keep being persistent. The persistent bird gets the worm. And in this case, the worm is the delicious Nintendo Switch 2 with Mario Kart World, which is actually saving you $30. So you need to get that bundle if you want to keep this anywhere near under $1,000 when all is said and done by the end of 2025. The most important tip is be persistent. I think Best Buy is where I would go. Amazon is probably going to do pre-orders. I'm guessing that they eventually will. I don't know why it's not up there yet. Maybe they're hemming and hawing about Nintendo. Maybe they're battling Jeff Bezos and, Furukawa are having a stare down. I think Amazon is very hard to pre-order from, and I think everybody goes to Amazon. I think Amazon has the biggest user base. I think a lot of people obviously know Best Buy, but Best Buy is brick and mortar. Walmart is just like the everyman store. Everything is sold there. Target is a pretty good option, but like I said, the only thing that keeps me hesitant about Target is 8 a.m. Otherwise, I think Target is a very close second to Best Buy, and I like Best Buy. I know they have kind of a weird queue system. They've implemented that, I think, since the launch of the PlayStation 5, and I don't like it as much, but I still have had great success. I've also had very good success with Target. I've had decent success with Walmart, and I've had poor success with Amazon. Amazon is the hardest for me to pre-order from. Then it's going to be Walmart, then Target, then Best Buy. That's just my personal experience. At the end of the day, Best Buy, Target, and Walmart are all pretty close, I would say. I just feel like more people are going to be going to Amazon than any of the others. It's probably a close tie between Best Buy and Walmart. Target, maybe Target's your secret best bet if you don't need to guarantee that you can pick it up at midnight. Best Buy is just kind of offering that awesome glimpse, which I really love, of like, hey, we're already confirming and committing to a midnight launch. The other thing you can do is wait and go for this May 8th invitation. The hard part is that's cutting it very close. That's less than a month to launch, and they say the first batch of invitations. So then invitations go out. They're going to sell through a certain amount. Some are not going to get responses. They're going to get those back. They're going to have a second wave that might be like May 11th, May 12th. It's going to be a long time. I say get a pre-order as best you can. You can always sell the pre-order. You can always cancel the pre-order. These systems, despite Nintendo saying that they're trying to avoid all scalping, they're still going to fetch a pretty penny, I bet. I bet if you wanted to, I'm not encouraging this or saying you should, I'm just letting you know information, I bet this system could be flipped. Now, if you want to be nice to others who are trying to get this at retail value, don't do that. I'm just telling you that this system will be scalped. Therefore, I think getting a pre-order is very important, and that's the order that I would target. And persistency is key. Once we find out the exact time, I'll probably give you guys more specifics with what exactly I'd pre-order once we get more games, more prices, kind of like different budgets and tiers of what you should pre-order. At the end of the day, games can always be purchased digitally. Games can be purchased pretty much anywhere. I don't think you need to worry about pre-ordering games. Pro Controller maybe is something you want to pre-order. I'd say it's a Pro Controller in the system. Everything else you can buy online or you can get, and please don't buy the camera. I mean, if you have young kids, sure, but I don't think the camera, maybe even not if you have young kids. I don't think the camera is a good investment. $50 for it is a lot. I'm going to try to get you guys some good accessory recommendations if you don't want to buy the official ones, but the official Pro Controller is going to be hot banana pudding with honey. Basically, it's going to be scrumptious, and it's coming soon. They're not giving a pre-order date for this, which is interesting, but it surely will be available on launch day. There's no way Nintendo would miss it, and the controller just looks sick. That like metal finish, I think it's a metal finish, looks incredible. I hope it's metal and not just like silver plastic. Maybe it is. I don't know. Silver plastic, like a GameCube controller, probably, but it looks sick, and I'm going to think it's metal for right now. Because I'm paying so much money for this, I should get a metal controller. Anyhow, that is my pre-order information. Let me know your take in the comments down below. We'll give you more details as we get closer to April 9th, but be ready for April 9th. Get ready to set your alarms. I like Best Buy, and then I like Target, and then I like Walmart, and then Amazon, and then Nintendo as your backup, or as your, hey, we can trade this out. Once you get the Nintendo One, cancel the Best Buy, free up a console for someone who's sad. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Nintendo Switch 2 time is here. We are 2 months away from the release. I cannot freaking wait. Until next time, thanks so much for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, stay positive out there. Love you lots. SwitchForce out.